Wuthering Waves is a game that came out on computer. It's kind of like that one game about Paimon, except there is no Paimon and the game is a lot better in other ways too. Wuthering Waves is derivative in a lot of ways, but every piece is just done so well, and its developers, Kuro Games, have set them apart from the vast majority of modern live service game companies by implementing the radical business practice of respecting their player base. After a rocky launch that I didn't play because I was too busy playing browser games about grocery prices in Fortnite, Kuro Games offered a ton of compensation rewards to basically say, please don't quit. And as far as I'm aware, all of the major bugs have been fixed, and they're still hammering out new ones. Occasionally, you'll log into the game and just get some free rocks as compensation for a bug that you never even experienced and wouldn't have known about otherwise. And now, you can functionally start a new account with 3 5-star characters, 2 of which you can choose. And ever since then, they've been updating the game with tons of new content and great quality of life improvements, along with some frankly ridiculous rewards, the latest of which comes in the form of the limited 5-star character Xiangli, given to all players for free by making progress in the limited time moon chasing event. Now, judging by his resemblance to Coconut Head, you'd be forgiven for thinking this dude sucks. But he actually completely power creeps the Electro DPS who looks way cooler than him. Yeah, he's actually pretty good. So he's absolutely worth doing the clicking necessary to add him to your account. Now, depending on the type of person you are, the following information may either be impressive or very impressive. Nonetheless, I have 3 Wuthering Waves accounts. 1 for responsible swiping and 2 free to play. You get so much premium currency for free that I was able to pull different characters on different accounts, and it's fun to go through the game with different characters and experiment with team building and that kind of stuff. And I have claimed the free xiangli on all 3 accounts. So you could say that I'm very well acquainted with the requirements of this event. Which got me thinking, how long would it take for a new player to start a brand new account and claim xiangli? Thus, the xiangli % Wuthering Waves Speedrun is born, and that is what this video is. In order to access the moon chasing event, which grants us xiangli, we must be Union level 17 and complete the story quest entitled Falling Star. I think that's what it's called. I will look it up later and put a correction on screen because I'm pretty sure that's wrong. To be 100% honest, I did not think that this would be really all that difficult or time-consuming at all. I went into this run very confident that I could wake up and complete this run before lunch. I had a loose game plan and did some research into what could possibly help me save time, but this run was mostly off the dome, based off the 3 times I have completed this game's story and the moon chasing event already. So we're just going to go through an abridged version of this run together, talk about why I made certain choices, and how this run could further be optimized. And if you're interested in the full unedited run with no commentary for some reason, I'll be posting that in full on my 2nd channel. The run begins when we select our character, and it ends when we claim xiangli. Let's go. I'm going with male Rover, because female Rover is canon, and I picked her on the main account. On my other 3 accounts, I named the MC after different moves I think have cool names from characters I like to play in Smash. And on this account, we're trying to go fast. So I named my character Spin Dash. I'm so clever for that one, you should like the video. In the beginning, we watch an unskippable cutscene in space or something that we will likely never get the full context of so that the story can keep going and thus the game can exist for as long as it remains profitable. This part where you get dropped into an acid trip is pretty cool, though. And as soon as I have control over the mouse, you can see I am positioning the cursor to take full advantage of one of the best mechanics in the game. We're almost there. And boom! Boom! Boom, boom, boom! Thank you, Jesus and God. This game has a skip button for the vast majority of dialogue, and we are going to be using it.
No, I'm using it!
For hundreds of thousands of years, video game developers have been trying to wrap their heads around how to implement dialogue skips into their games. And I'm not going to act like my peanut brain can figure it out. I'll leave that to the folks at Kuro Games with the triple-digit IQ. Now it's time to control our character, and I immediately fuck up because I'm just too hunter-gatherer brained to not pick up this first flower that provides zero practical utility to this run. You can see I almost did it again, literally seconds later, when I should just be focused on making strict progress. That one's for all my ADHD freaks out there. Empty the dishwasher and put away your clean laundry. But after that, we lock in and proceed with the first tutorial fight. Hit that baller-ass skip button, do some more fighting, get yang, and then take damage. Add that to the list of things that I could have done to optimize this run. Be so good at the video game that I literally never take damage ever. We quickly learn from our mistakes by completely skipping this chest that I actually didn't even notice until I went back to watch the footage to write the words I'm saying right now. Proceeding until the next unskippable dialogue section, making sure to pick the dialogue options that result in the least dialogue possible because I can't read. I just see the arrows and I know that means forward. Then we get to the tutorial boss fight, and I boss up on this dude so hard, I didn't realize that he wasn't taking damage until he goes into his scripted phase 2. We beat the boss, and from there, we literally just run to the objective like a dog. And then we get to Jinzhou, the game's first major hub area, around the 15-minute mark. Comment me a 1 out of 10 on my pronunciation skills. Then we get Shishia, who will be our main DPS for most of the run. I chose her mainly because I haven't invested into her on any of my other accounts. I think her playstyle is fun, and the boss that drops her upgrade material also drops an echo that gives a solid burst of speed while exploring the map. We get to the point in the story where we unlock the gacha. And after pulling the mandatory Baija, I actually decided to forego pulling altogether. I figured that it would save time, and honestly, I didn't want to run the risk of pulling any characters that I might want to use and save myself from choice paralysis. Before I'd even started the run, I knew who I wanted my team to be, and I already had them. For a while, I'll be honest here, I just did the story like normal, but fast. Making sure to hit that skip button as soon as the light from the monitor hit my corneas, which sent the information to my brain, which prompted me to click the skip button. It's kind of exciting. Then we spend our stamina, because it's just free experience. Why the F would you not, man? I level up Shishia and Rover to prepare for the upcoming fights in the story quest. And then, we get to the one part of the run that I actually did research on. If you follow all the objective markers here, it results in an unskippable cutscene, but if you just talk to Scar again, yes, his name is Scar, can you believe that? How could you tell? You can just say, fuck you, fight me, asshole, and he will. Saving maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, actually. I'm so glad that I looked up how to skip this part. I had no idea that this was a thing, and I'm so glad that this game actually has dialogue choices that impact gameplay. Another triple-digit design decision that boggles the minds of plebeians like myself. With another quest complete, we get to level 9, right around the hour mark, and unlock dailies, more free XP. I tried to cook to get the last little bit of activity points to get all the daily rewards, but I forgot I had collected no ingredients up to this point, so that was some time wasted right there. The game literally would not let this man cook. Then I unlocked another insanely fat source of XP in the handbook. I forgot about this thing because it's been so long since I completed it on the main account, but it's just more free XP for doing stuff that you likely already did or were planning to do. And then, not gonna lie, I really have no clue what I was doing here. When I was watching the footage back, I was just like, bro, you're level 11. Go to the next part of the story quest. But I don't know, I guess I really wanted to unlock this one tower and do some dicking around along the way. I quite literally lost the plot for a few minutes, I don't know. But then finally, at 1 hour and 6 minutes, I spent all my money on upgrade materials and then used the 2 gold cubes I got from the mail to get more stamina so I could get more money so I could actually use the materials I bought to upgrade my characters. Gotcha gaming. Then I did a tutorial to complete a handbook quest to get enough XP to push me to level 12. Then I continue with the story quest. We do some stuff in this tower or whatever to unlock the real Scar boss fight, which I honestly was not expecting to be so underleveled for. I forgot how soon this fight is after the first one. And this time, he brought his phase too. Every boss fight in this game has some kind of command grab, final smash type move that makes you watch a small cutscene of your character getting dome rocked by them. Xiangli gets hit by the Hulk move, and then Rover gets hit by the Doctor Strange move. So I actually was stressed for a second that I was going to lose this fight, and that would have been a very annoying time loss. I didn't bring a healer because I wanted to maximize damage. What a great plan that turned out to be. But thankfully, I somehow had the revive items to keep these two up, and we pulled out the dub. We're continuing on with the quest, and there I was, doing the quest like normal. And then during this fight, I witnessed a mechanic that I've literally never seen in my probably hundreds of hours I've spent playing this game. I'm fighting this heron and these two little elemental spike ball guys, and I'm a bit underleveled, so it's taking me a bit to chunk them down, and out of nowhere, the heron eats the fire spike ball guy and starts doing fire attacks. I did not know that they could do that. I didn't know that was a thing. And I'd be willing to bet I'm not the only one. This is a call to action for you to comment your input or experience based on what I just said. And it's at this point that I go back on my plan of not using the gacha and use the gacha to try and get better weapons for Rover, and that did not exactly happen. We pull Calcharo, which I just thought was cruel, sweet irony. I'm doing a run where the whole point is to get Xiangli, the direct power creep to Calcharo, and here he is, reminding us that he exists. So, of course, I immediately built him up to par with Xiangli and Rover. As a quick aside, Xiangli does not power creep Calcharo strictly because he does more damage, because Calcharo still does do respectable damage. It has more to do with their animations in particular. Calcharo just has more and longer animations, leading to increased chances of having to cancel an animation to avoid taking damage, and therefore leaving some damage on the table. Xiangli, by comparison, has abilities and animations that make him reliably more difficult to hit, creating less situations where Xiangli would need to animation cancel to not get hit. Alright, back to business. So let's keep it pushing. We do the next puzzle. Mech Abomination boss fight. Thank God they give you a trial encore here, because the boss is actually like 30 levels higher than all my characters. I decided to complete a few more handbook entries to push us into level 15, but the big one is to defeat one overworld boss, which has to be Hellbiker. Easily the best traversal echo in the game. Now, we start the final quest needed to unlock the Xiangli event, and at this point, I realize I have to pee. But the timer doesn't stop. We must power through. Mind over bladder. The next good, 50 minutes is just all quest. Big, grand, infinity war, everyone is here. Traversal puzzles, set pieces, boss fights, cutscenes, the power of friendship, and Paimon? But we come out the other side a smooth level 17, meaning we reached the quest requirement and the level requirement at the same time, which made me feel giganto-brained, and maybe, like all the time I'd spent dicking around for 30 XP, 50 XP here and there, that was maybe worth it. At least, that's the cope I'm going with. Now, at the 2-hour, 50-minute mark, we can finally start the moon-chasing event that gives us Coconut Head. This is honestly the part of the run that I was the most confident in my ability to do fast, because I've literally done it 3 times within the last month. This event is a hodgepodge of doing quests in the overworld to recruit chibi versions of playable characters who specialize in one or two of the relevant stats needed to do maintenance and errands on a variety of booths that are being set up for the Moon Chasing Festival. As your units do more errands, their bond level grows, which makes them better at doing the errands, which gives you more resources to build more booths and do harder errands, which requires more resources and more proficient units, but also yields more resources to build more booths, to recruit more units, and all of this stuff makes you more popular. I'm not kidding. That's the central stat that the event revolves around. It's called popularity, and you need 6,000 of it to get the main man. At the start, your growth can seem really slow, but as you get more units and booths and level them up, the rewards become exponential. So honestly, I felt like I kind of flew through this. Then, at the 3-hour, 36-minute mark, after getting an F on one of my errands, F for finally, I get enough money to level up one more booth, putting me over the 6K threshold, and I have never clicked through a menu so fast yet precise in my life. Then I got up to pee. So, what did we learn in this experience? What did this experience teach us? Well, the skip button is my new god, and I will be creating a new religion dedicated to its worship. For real, the skip button is the only reason I gave this game a shot in the first place, and I sure as shit would not have even thought about doing any kind of speedrun if it involved mashing through significant amounts of dialogue. That missed a feat dude is actually built different. We also learned to appreciate the true value of the trial characters. They really let you get away with being significantly underleveled for a lot of the major boss fights. Also, Shishia is pretty fun and kind of underrated, in my opinion. Lastly, I am proud to be the world record holder of this Wuthering Waves speedrun that I made up. Unless someone else independently came up with this same idea and made a video and I just haven't seen it yet, or somebody else did this speedrun and got a faster time than me and just hasn't posted it publicly yet. Barring those possibilities, I am the world record holder for the foreseeable future because the Xiangli event is now over. And this speedrun cannot even be attempted anymore. Unless they make the event available again in the future with the exact same requirements. Now, the good-natured and community-minded among you might be thinking, you could have released this video closer to when the event started and, turn this into kind of like a challenge for the community that brings people together. And you're right. However, I did not think of this idea until the event had like a week left, and also that would significantly decrease my chances of being first, and that's what it's all about, baby. Yes, being number one. That's been the prime directive from the start. Number one, me won first, me, big man, on top. Every good thing that's ever happened to you, fuck you. It should have happened to me instead. Thanks for watching.